Welcome to Hornbill TV's Primetime with Ngullie, ladies and gentlemen. Didn't I tell you earlier that the smaller parties will start acting very cute with the NDPP and the BJP? Not only that, didn't I also tell you that the NDPP and the BJP alliance would be swallowing up the entire 23 MLAs of the smaller parties? And didn't I also tell you that they will be trying to join the coalition partners? So let's see the outcry and what we have been seeing ever since the election results to the Nagaland Legislative Assembly were declared. First, let's check out someone that has been in the news for some time now. Senchumo Lotha of the now dissolved JDU of Nagaland. Senchumo Lotha, or NSN Lotha as he is more commonly known, was my martial arts instructor when I was studying in school in Woka. For those of you who might not know, Senchumo Lotha is a second-degree black belt in Taekwondo. I don't know if you know about that or not. So NSN Lotha's recent fall from grace may come as a disappointment to many of his supporters and former students, because he was always a fighter. He emerged from obscurity as a martial arts instructor in Woka town, and then he founded his own school. I think it was called Bloomfield School Academy or something in that line. In that school, we never pick fights with anyone. So during those days, whenever we see Bloomfield students, we used to say, oh, they're going to beat us up, so let's not pick fights with them. So because Bloomfield students were taught Taekwondo by NSN Lotha. Anyhow, he became the president of the Naga Students Federation after that. Later, he led the Northeast Students Organization before he joined politics with the Nationalist Congress Party. He then joined the JDU to become its Nagaland unit president. It was barely a year ago that he was appointed the JDU's national secretary for his contribution to the party, that is the JDU. Now, the party unit that he gave his heart and soul into has now been dissolved. JDU chief Nitish Kumar found out that Lotha and the unit's only MLA Jowinga Sep extended support to Nagaland's NDPP BJP alliance. So why are all these parties falling head over heels in love with the NDPP BJP suddenly? We'll find out in a little while. Here are the top news peaks of the day. The Janata Party United has dissolved the Nagaland unit after the unit's leaders, including newly elected MLA Jowinga Sep, gave support to the NDPP-BJP alliance in Nagaland. There is still no indication that the NDPP-BJP alliance in Nagaland will absorb any party into its partnership, even as various parties continue to offer their support. Nagaland's JDU is no more, ladies and gentlemen. Our condolences. The Janata Party United has dissolved its Nagaland unit after the unit's leaders, including newly elected MLA Jowinga Sep, gave support to the NDPP-BJP alliance in Nagaland. The JDU dissolved its Nagaland State Committee on Thursday, March 9, due to what it said was its Nagaland president, Senchumo Lotha, issuing a letter of support to the Nagaland Chief Minister without consulting the Central Party. A statement issued by the JDU's National General Secretary Afaq Ahmed Khan called the move high in discipline and arbitrary. The dissolution of the unit is with immediate effect. Of course, the NDPP-BJP alliance is not only intact but comfortable for now that it doesn't really need crutches at this point, ladies and gentlemen. I think you're very much clear about that. BJP spokesperson Nalin Kohli himself had said that forging an alliance with others was not in question, at least for now. The BJP will stick with the NDPP for now. Just today, Deputy Chief Minister Yantungo Patan said the matter has not been discussed yet, but the BJP is comfortable with its 37 leaders. So now let's go deeper into this news beat. Now, if you look at history, this is actually not the first time that smaller parties have been observed or they have extended support to ruling dispensations in Nagaland. The JDU was still recently a very beloved partner of the BJP in Bihar. Lota and Seb's letter wouldn't even make the news if Nitish Kumar had not walked out of the NDA in 2022. Would you be surprised if I told you that this is not the first time that the integrity of Nagaland's JDU has been questioned? Check this one out. During 2018, during the Nagaland Legislative Assembly elections, the JDU had won one assembly seat. Can you guess who this person was? G. Kaito Aye, the minister. He was the only JDU candidate to win during the 2018 elections in Nagaland. And then in 2019, the JDU's lone MLA, G. Kaito Aye, quit the party to become a minister in the Rio government. That pulverized the JDU's presence in the Nagaland Assembly. I do not believe that the JDU will be setting its foot in Nagaland again for some time. Let's explore the next news. It is a shocker to many who believe that Nagaland would now have an opposition in the Legislative Assembly to represent welfare voices of the state. The Nationalist Congress Party unit of Nagaland has taken a U-turn and now have decided to support the NDPP BJP alliance. The NCP is one of the BJP's most aesthetic rivals in India. But in Nagaland, it's Valentine's Day all over, guys. The National General Secretary of the NCP for Northeast, Narendra Verma, said earlier in a letter on March 8 that the NCP has decided to support the NDPP BJP alliance. The party's chief Sharad Pawar has taken the decision to accept the leadership of Nifirio in the alliance in Nagaland, the NCP stated. It is very interesting that the letter said it was not the party, the central party, but the NCP MLAs from Nagaland who wanted to support the alliance. The local MLAs were of the opinion that the unit must be part of the government in Nagaland, the letter said. Interestingly, right after the election results were declared earlier, the NCP was set to become the leader of the opposition parties in Nagaland after it secured the third highest number of seats, 7 seats that is, away from the alliance. So this automatically meant that the NCP would lead the opposition in the state. This is what the same Narendra Verma said. The people of Nagaland have entrusted us with their votes, and we will be holding a meeting of our legislative party to decide on the leader of the opposition. I am telling you this, that's the statement. This move of the Nagaland NCP will have irreversible implications in Maharashtra among the Shiv Sena factions and the NCP in their relationship with the BJP. But how and why? Because the support from the NCP here in Nagaland is to the Nagaland government. So how does it work somewhere else in Maharashtra? How the relationship of the Shiv Sena factions and the BJP would work out? How does that work? This is why. The very alliance in Nagaland opens a door for conversation for both the BJP and the NCP. That's politics. The ice has been broken. It means, second, there are more bargaining chips for both the BJP and the NCP, especially because the Shiv Sena is already divided in Maharashtra. So that is the bargaining chip for both the BJP and the NCP because of the Nagaland unit actually extending its support to the alliance in Nagaland, where the BJP is also a party. But while in Maharashtra, the BJP and the NCP are rivals. So this Nagaland development automatically opens an opportunity for the BJP and the NCP to forge some kind of a conversation in their way forward, because there are more bargaining chips for both. Both the BJP and the NCP will have to break their big currencies to be able to circulate their party values and maybe show the votes in Maharashtra in their favor. Like I said, the Shiv Sena factions are still divided. So the NCP and the BJP have a lot of bargaining power here. In other words, because of the Nagaland NCP's decision to join the alliance, the BJP has in fact already cracked the NCP's ambitions of offering a major opposition fight in Maharashtra for the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. That is politics for you. Let's explore the next item. There is still no indication that the NDPP and the BJP alliance in Nagaland will absorb any party into its partnership, even as various smaller parties continue to offer their support. Speculations continue, and I think you have been reading about all these nice posts on Facebook and YouTube comments about who will be joining which alliance or which group, or whether there might be new alliances coming out from the smaller parties, and I think you're very clear about that. So far, the alliance doesn't seem to be in a hurry to change the status quo, though. This has been repeated by BJP spokesperson Nalin Ngullie, and of course the NDPP leaders. The Deputy Chief Minister Yanthungo Patan continues to offer the same statement in regard to the question of opposition-less government in Nagaland. Most of the political parties, including independents, have not yet discussed the issues of an opposition-less government, Patan said earlier. Other parties have expressed their support to the present government, he said. In fact, the alliance is actually comfortable with the 37 MLAs, which is 25 NDPP and 12 BJP MLAs, Patan said.
But out of 20, we could manage 12. Actually, if it was a peaceful election, we could have won, we could have increased our number. But because of so many obstacles, we could retain, out of 20, we could retain 12, like 2018. As I have stated, if there was no obstacles, we could have won, we could have increased our number.
You were expecting more also?
We were expecting more. But because of this, as I have stated, where so many obstacles, even this winning of 12 seats also, with
the NDPP BJP is keeping its cards close to them and may not just play the trump cards just yet. Let's check out what's happening in Tripura now. The fight to secure a separate state for the indigenous people of Tripura may have to continue for some time. There will be no Tripura land, at least for now. The state's chief minister, Dr. Manik Saha, on March 9 said that his party would never support the demand for a greater Tripura land. For those of you who do not know, Tripura land is the name of a proposed state for the indigenous people of Tripura, and that is to create an exclusive state out of the present state of Tripura to include only those who are indigenous to the land. This is a lesson for Nagaland to learn. One day you will be seeking a separate state of yourself in your own state if you do nothing about the influx of illegal immigrants in the state. The chief minister of Tripura said the government will not consent to Tripura land. Nonetheless, Saha said the government under his leadership would certainly look into the issues pertaining to the problems that plague the development of tribal dominated areas. Dr. Saha interacted with the media at his official residence earlier. This is what he said: "We don't support greater Tripura land, but we are eager to talk to the tribal society to draw up solutions for their problems. We see everything with an inclusive point of view." That's what he said. This is the statement. Check out what he said.
এবং আপনারা আমি জানি যে গতকাল আমাদের শপথ গ্রহণ অনুষ্ঠান সম্পন্ন হয়েছে। তো আপনারা উদ্গ্রীবভাবে আমার কাছে কথা বলার জন্য বা জানার জন্য আপনারা কয়েকবারই চেষ্টা করেছেন, কিন্তু আমি দুঃখিত যে আমি সময় দিতে পারিনি। কারণ মাননীয় প্রধানমন্ত্রীজি এসছেন, মাননীয় গৃহমন্ত্রীজি এসছেন, আমাদের সর্বভারতীয় সভাপতি জেপি নাড্ডাজি এসছেন, এবং বিভিন্ন যেসব আমাদের বিভিন্ন বিষয়ে আলোচনা হয়েছে এর জন্য ব্যস্ততার কারণে আপনাদের সামনে আমি আসতে পারিনি এবং এর জন্য আমি সবাইকে ধন্যবাদ দিতে চাই আবার। কিন্তু ইদানিং আমি দেখতে পাচ্ছি বিভিন্ন জায়গার মধ্যে এটা একটা স্বার্থান্বেষী মহল থেকে সেটা করানো হচ্ছে বা করছে, যে কিছু কিছু খবর আমার কাছে আসছে। আমি আরক্ষা দপ্তরকে বলেছি কঠোরভাবে যেন ওটা মোকাবেলা।
This is for those of you who might want to know more about why the indigenous Tripuri people are demanding a separate state when they are already in their own state. Immigration and illegal immigrants, ladies and gentlemen. The proposed state covers 68% of the total geographical area of Tripura and is home to over 1/3 of the total population of Tripura. The objectives of the Tripura Mota, the organization spearheading the movement, is to create a new state for 19 indigenous tribes of Tripura. The disturbance to and the loss of Tripura's indigenous culture due to the decades of unabated influx of illegal immigrants led to the organizations to start asserting its right. As our viewers may have heard time and again, Tripura is often cited as the best or the worst case scenario of how illegal immigrants can utterly change the demographic personality of any state or community or people anywhere. Even in Nagaland, this warning continues to be a part of the socio-political discourse of the communities in Nagaland. So according to census data, the population of Tripura's 19 scheduled tribes dropped from 63.77% in 1881 to 31.78% in 2011. This increase in non-indigenous populations and the drastic reduction of indigenous populations is attributed to the migration of approximately 6.10 lakh immigrants from East Pakistan, now called Bangladesh. There is even more bad news for Tripura. Consider the language census of 2011. Tripura has 24.14 lakh Bengali speakers, which is thrice the 8.87 lakh who speak Gokburok, the language of the largest tribal group in Tripura. That's all we have for you today, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be bringing you more updates, and especially at this time when there is a lot of messages being forwarded and speculations going around that the government of Nagaland has actually instated the portfolios of the ministers that were sworn in recently. Some are saying this minister got this department, the others are saying no, it is not. And we have actually received a list stating all the portfolios that Nefiru had allocated to his ministers and his advisors. But at this time, I called up someone in the government and tried to confirm it from him. He said that the list is out, yes, but it is not yet approved. It has to go through the governor, of course, and an official notification has to be given first. So if you are reading the same list, I think you better wait, because you really don't want to mess with all those things, and especially with a sensitive situation going around in Nagaland. I think it is very wise to not just forward the messages just like that, because it's not proper. So when and as the list comes in and it is confirmed, you can be very sure that Hornbill TV will be bringing to you the news updates in that regard. Thank you for watching us. I'll see you next time. I'm Ngullie. Have a good time.